Welcome to 101 on God 101. Our guests today are the lovely Megan and Turner. You know Turner, well, I should say Matt. Turner's the last name. And now they're both Turners because they got married since Matt was on Big Brother and they were eliminated recently from The Amazing Race. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. We're both fans since years before Big Brother to years in the future. We love you, Julie.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm so excited to be here as well. This is my first time meeting him. I'm honored to say the least. So I'm very
Well, thank you. Thank you. The honor is all mine. Fun fact, yes, on the finale night of the season that Turner was on Big Brother, he actually said to me, I love God 101 and I'd love to be on the show. And I
I
said,
can't I can't believe you remember that. Sorry to interrupt. That was like the first thing I said to you.
oh, I was so tickled. Are you kidding me? I was like, you beat me to the punch. I was going to ask you on the show. So, quick recap. I seem to recall that Matt, you grew up Catholic and you have an aunt who is a nun.
Yeah, my grandma actually grew up very Catholic and then she became a nun. Now obviously that would conflict in the fact that she then had a family, but when her mom got sick, she had to leave to take care of her. And so then I guess she passed that down to my aunt, and then because of her ties, our whole family is like friends with nuns and monks, and we always go to the church and the abbey. So yeah.
I love that. Now, this is the first time I'm meeting your lovely wife, Megan. So, Megan, tell me about your faith walk. How did you grow up, and what's your relationship like with God today?
yes. I grew up Catholic.
Oh no, we're having audio issues.
Elevate that audio maybe.
Hello.
Yes,
Can you hear me better?
yes, when you lean forward like that, we do.
That's
I
Okay, this is way better. All right, great. So I grew up Catholic, so did my mom and my dad. We grew up going to church on Sundays. I also, at the end of my CCD journey, got confirmed, and that was throughout high school. And ever since then, I've been keeping God pretty close to me, where anything works out, or if I need any other type of assistance, or if I'm just grateful for something, I keep him in my.
love it. God has been a constant in your life, and it sounds like for you too as well, Matt. Um,
Yeah, definitely. Also, I will say that like Megan and I have this inside-ish joke that we talk about where I feel like God is always trying to like find me in a way that consistently I'll be out on a run in Providence and like people will come up to
This
me
is
and ask
all
to
the
pray.
time. This is
It's
like every
all the
day.
time. Every day, somehow I people come up to me asking to pray, mentioning God to me, talking about it, and it's like yeah, because for a while I questioned faith in quite a way, and then when this was all happening, Megan's like, I think clearly that's a sign of something because I've never met anyone else who they just go outside and get asked to pray with someone, and I guess I'm that.
why?
Also,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but also I was also go ahead, Joey. Sorry, I don't.
No, please tell us, Megan.
I was just gonna say also right before I went on the race, I had someone come up to me and ask me to pray with them, which was right before, like the day before I went on, and I had never had that happen to me. So I thought that was interesting as well.
Wow, that sounds like divine timing. Um, now, Matt, why and when were you questioning your faith?
Well, I think it's just for me growing up, it's always been like, well, I guess when I was really young, I just didn't want to inherently follow in the footsteps of people just because other people were doing it. You know, if like my mom was religious, well, if I wanted to be religious, it was not because my mom or dad or family was religious. So, I think that was the start of it. And then growing up, I hate to bring this up, but just like in the media, you see so many things that, like people will spew hatred and then be like, but I'm Christian. Even like, I don't know, castmates or whoever might do the same. And so I think I just had to come to it on my own terms. And that story that I just told is kind of a coming to way of being like, all right, let me analyze this again and see why exactly I am questioning this. And since then, it's all uphill. And then even actually on the race, sorry to keep talking, but on the race, every time we got to the mat, I would say, I want to thank God because we made it here. And every time we weren't eliminated, I said, "Oh, thank God." And then I was like, "Wait, why? Why am I thanking God?" And so this is all a real recent revelation, nevertheless.
Wow. Okay. Um, did the two of you pray when you were racing around the world?
Megan.
We absolutely did. I mean, I feel like at the beginning of every race, we said a little prayer, just saying, Lord, just like get us through this next leg, and we will be good, we'll be golden, we'll get our stuff together for the following leg. And I feel like he gave us a little push a couple times, and then at the end, he was like, all right, you're on your own.
Yeah, definitely.
Turner, did it change your relationship in your marriage with Megan, being on the race together?
Oh, well, I think that if maybe not change it, but it confirmed what I think I already know. Like, as you know, every time I cast my vote on Big Brother, the last thing I would say is shout out to Megan Belmonte. When you talk to us, I somehow I'd always find a way to talk about Megan. And so I've always felt that very close, tight-knit relationship with her. And I think being on the race, we never fought, we never argued, we never even got heated. And so I was like, okay, I think I know that this is the person I'm meant to be with for my entire life. I already knew that before, but I really think not fighting or arguing on the Amazing Race when in last place is really something phenomenal.
I
Megan,
chalk that up to good communication.
Yes.
absolutely. Honesty and open communication. Megan, was race as hard as you was it harder than you thought it would be?
The race was definitely harder than I thought it would be. We didn't really go into it practicing or writing down all the information we needed. We kind of just went into it like how we go into everything in our life. Let's just try it. And day before we did van life, we were like, let's just try it. So like we kind of did the same mindset there where we went into the race, and then once we got there, we were like, yeah, this is definitely a lot harder than we thought it would be.
Turner, was it harder than Big Brother?
Well, I think it's funny because for me, the hardest thing about Big Brother was that I didn't have Megan. All the source of my tears, which were very consistent, were because I was without my other half. And so being with Megan emotionally, much easier. Physically, however, it couldn't have been more difficult. So I genuinely feel like it kind of balances out just because there's so much different. But no, I had a very hard time on Amazing Race, that's for sure.
Would you do it again, Turner? Either one, and knowing if you did Big Brother again, you wouldn't have your wife with you.
It's funny you say that. Since getting off the Amazing Race, I've lost 45 pounds. And so I've been on a fitness journey, making what I think the Amazing Race would be now a lot easier. Now I can run 10 miles. Before I couldn't run a quarter mile. And so with that in mind, I would do any show that I was asked to do. A typical reality TV person answer, but yeah, any show I was asked to do, of course.
Megan, would you do race again? And would you enter the Big Brother house?
I would 100% do the race again. And I would have to think, and no, I wouldn't have to think twice about joining the Big Brother house. I mean, as long as I get to see you at the end, I would go through a whole season of twists and turns just to see you.
And I think Megan would do great. She's very likable. So
Yeah, which also can be make her a target, like
you're right, actually.
uh Turner, did you get a chance to watch this season of Big Brother, the most recent one?
Yeah, yeah, we loved this season of Big Brother. This was my favorite season in a long, long time. And I also thought that about 26 though, so I feel like it just gets better.
Okay, who are you two rooting for and what did you love about this season? Megan, you go first.
I was rooting for Keanu, and I was rooting for Ashley, obviously, I'm their winner. But I was just so impressed with the way he was able to handle himself under stressful situations, and the way that Ashley was just able to slide her way in, slide a couple things here and there to people, mix up the house little by little, but not getting too much blood on her hands. Like, I admired both of them.
Turner, Oh, I'm sorry, were you still talking, Megan?
No, I'm good.
Turner, you've been there in the house. Who impressed you and who are you rooting for this season?
Yeah, I think when I reflect on my game, there were a lot of moments where there was a lot of lying And because of that, whenever someone else gets into a situation like that, where I remember Quinn was doing a lot of lying and conniving, and same with Vince. And so I always like understood that gameplay because even when you're backed into a corner and no, there's no reason to lie, it's hard to just like be honest with people in that house. So I will say, Morgan and Vince, because hot take, I know, they were just so entertaining to live feeds. Now, who I actually wanted to win was definitely Keanu. I feel like he was just such a stand-up guy. I love and admired watching him. So Keanu and then Morgan and Vince for different reasons, but all three of them I did really enjoy.
All right, Turner, who are you still in touch with in from the Big Brother verse, whether your season or not?
Honestly, I feel like a lot of people, mostly one of the best men at my wedding was Joseph Abden, also on the race right now. I wish they showed that in one of the episodes. Me and like I'm getting married and Joseph's 2 feet away from me. So Joseph, talked to Taylor pretty often, Alyssa Schneider, and then from other seasons, I talk with Alyssa Lopez every day from Big Brother 23. I do social media for a career, and that's because of Alyssa Lopez, because of her agency. And then like, random others mainly from the race, like Tucker or Angela. And I hope I'm not forgetting it. What Rubina and Izzy too. I don't want to forget people, but I just love all these people.
You're naming many of your competitors on the race. Did it make it challenging for you and Megan?
Well, had we been at the front, maybe, but in the back, it was just like it's like cockroaches. We're just fighting for our lives and trying to survive. So there was no thought of that. Had we been at the front, probably we would have been like, oh, we have to beat these people. What a problem to have. But I don't think we thought that at the moment.
In the final moments, Megan, Matt, anything you want to promote or what's next for you two, whether collectively or individually?
Megan, you want to go first?
I just wanted to say I'm very honored to be part of God 101. I am just excited for the days ahead. I know we are actively house hunting, so that's our next big project. So that's one thing on our list. Matthew, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, after Big Brother, well, during Big Brother, I owned a store, and as soon as I got out of the house, you leave the Big Brother house to like somewhat of a platform, and I was able to like leverage that into my whole life now to the fact where I can buy a house, which is an honor. And you have somewhat of a part of that. I mean, people watch our season, but people watch Big Brother mainly, not mainly, but because of you, in addition to the show. So I just want to send you love specifically, love the podcast. And yeah, thank you to everyone in the Big Brother verse for allowing me to live here and do what I do for work. Right now I'm working with Monopoly. So what a what a fun job.
Well, your rug, your work, your artistry is amazing, and that is definitely a blessing from God. And you may not have won Big Brother the game, but I think you won bigger in so many other areas. So may
Thank
God
you very much. And we got close, but if I was gonna get that close, then I'm glad that it all worked out in the end as it does.
final three. I mean, you made it the maximum amount of days. So
Exactly. Yeah, so that's an accomplishment.
it definitely is. Well, God bless you, Godspeed, and I hope you find your dream forever home.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.